the perfect house, the big house, all the fancy things, everything in line, the yard mowed and the driveway clean and everything just pristine? Or, you know, is that what you want? Or do you want to have a comfortable home and a place that you can go and, you know, lay your head down at night and be comfortable, but live your life full of adventure? And I think there's two different things. There are two different types of people, and Bozeman is a very big mix of that. You know, you see it right here. The mix of super successful people that fly in on their private jets to their, mountain lodge that's their third home, and it's just immaculate, and they have everything they ever wanted, from a, physical standpoint.
Material. Yeah.
Material, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. But then Bozeman is also full of people that like live out of their van and just want to ski when the snow is good and just want to, fish when the fishing's good. So I think just based on where I live, you definitely see that there's these two types of people. And for me, I think that was the transition in thinking I needed to check all those boxes of, having a perfect house and having, the 9 to 5 job and having the, white picket fence, so to speak, and living in the neighborhood and all the things that you think you need to do. I think that was the pivotal point of me releasing of thinking I needed those and just living for what felt good to me. And yeah, that probably had a lot to do with just that moment in time and what my family was going through. But
yeah, if you have the opportunity, like I think part of the problem is, and a lot of people don't get the opportunity to spend a lot of time around really wealthy people. And because I think when you do it, you'll find that you might encounter a couple that are like just smiling ear to ear and like super happy. And when I say wealthy, I mean maybe like more materially wealthy people.
Yeah.
They got a third home, they got a jet, they got this. And I think by nature of what you and I do for a career, we've been exposed to that maybe more than the average person. And because I think what you'll find and what I've seen is, especially when that wealth is transferred from generation to generation, is it can create a lot of good, but oftentimes it creates a lot of not so great. Family trouble, fighting over property, fighting over money, materialism, entitlement. Now, I'm not saying I struggle with this, dude. Like I struggle with what I want to leave behind for my kids and how much I want to like enable them and how much they need to work for. Like, I think that's just a question that could be its own podcast. But my point is like, it's called The New Rich, I think, in the 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, which is, do you value things or time more? Like, let's just say you had to choose one of those two things. Like you could have a lot of things or a lot of time to do what you want. There's a world where you can have both. You can have things and time, but you got to be really careful because things are very addicting, right? I love a new truck, the smell of it, like the high you get when you pull it off the lot, the high that you get feeling like worthy that you can pay $40,000 for a truck or whatever. That's addicting. And that's why when you make $10 million, you buy 10 cars and then you need 11 and 12 and 13 or whatever. But man, if you really think about it, or at least in my opinion, I would rather have time. But I struggle with the same shit, man. Like we could get rid of half of our stuff and I probably wouldn't even know we got rid of. Right.
Well, that's the thing is the more stuff you have, the more time it takes to take care of it and make sure that, you're giving it the time it deserves, whether it's, a nice house or a big lawn or a new, motorcycle or a new camper or whatever. It's like the more you have, the more it takes. And